I read in an interview that you did that your favorite quote is "Everyone wants to be Cary Grant, even Cary Grant," which was said by Cary Grant. And you said, I think that's the very essence of what I've been writing about for 3 books now. And when I read that, I was like, yes, like it just hit me like in the exact right spot. So as someone who has devoured and loved your last 3 books, like I really feel that quote for these books. But for those people who maybe haven't read all of your books yet, or those 3 books, can you tell us like what you meant by that?
Yeah. Well, so when I was a kid, I was really, really obsessed with Hollywood, and it was on 2 levels. I was really obsessed with movies and TV, and then I was also really obsessed with the people that made them, the actors, the writers, directors. What's the story behind the story that I'm learning? And when I came across that quote when I was a teenager, and I went through a really intense Cary Grant phase where I watched everything that he was in, and I just still to this day I just am endlessly charmed by him. And so I came across that quote, and what I realized is whatever this fiction is that we're being sold, whether it's the story or even what we're told as the behind the scenes truth, it's all manufactured. It's not real. Even Cary Grant, who is the most debonair, dashing, charming, romantic hero, even Cary Grant doesn't feel like Cary Grant. It doesn't exist. And that broke a lot of things open for me. You know, when I was a teenager, it was more like, isn't this the most clever quote you've ever heard? You know, and I would tell everybody. My best friend at the time was like, I get it. Everybody wants to be Cary Grant. Cary Grant, you know, and like he would make fun of me. I was just really obsessed with it. And then later on, when I started writing about famous people, I realized I keep coming back to that same theme, that there's a difference between what you're being sold and what's actually happening. And that tension and the tension between those 2 things is what my work is about.
Love it.
That's so well said. So how do you balance that? You know, you have these really glittering worlds, but you're also revealing this kind of deep, dark underbelly of, you know, some of the most idealized things that, you know, we can think of: rock stars, movie stars, models, famous surfers. So how do you balance? Because I still feel like in these stories, even though you know that deep, dark underbelly, you still leave with the sense of this kind of, there's still a little bit of glitter, you know, to be had in these worlds for sure. And you balance that so well. So can you talk about that?
Thank you. I think really what it is that I like the glitter just as much as I like the truth, you know, and if you're not going to indulge in the glitter, then why are we here? Why are we in Hollywood? Why are we on the Sunset Strip? Why are we on the beach? Hanging out with supermodels, you know, like, you know, I want it to be fun, and I want you to be able to feel those moments where like everything sort of shines. Because what's fun to me is the difference and the juxtaposition of those 2 things. Everything looks really glittery and shiny, and everybody's rich and beautiful. Are their lives better than ours? Yeah, probably not. Everyone has problems, and so I think what it is trying to tell the truth as close as I can get to it. And the truth is that it is both seedy and glamorous. You know, 70s rock is really super cool. And also there is a sadness in it. You know, being a rock star is probably super fun, and at the same time, really chaotic and hard to do. And so I think the truth is that there is a balance of those things, and I'm trying to get there as close as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome.